Hi guys, welcome to the CATWay. So in this video, we are going to solve a daily set. And before we begin, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Now moving ahead to the question. And for those who are solving it for the first time, should pause the video, try the set yourself, and then only move towards the video solution. Chalo. Let's see what do we have. So it has been given that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I are 10 friends. Now these 10 friends are divided into three groups, namely X, Y, and Z. So we have three groups, that is X, Y, and Z. Now each group must contain at least two friends. Okay, so it should contain at least two friends. So there are numerous possibilities that we have. Okay, because at least two is a compulsory thing. Otherwise, they can have, let's say, a maximum could be six in one group and two in others, and so on. Many possibilities are there, right? Chalo. So let's see what do we have. Now some additional information is given that B and J are in the same group. It has been given that D, E, and F are in different groups. Then it has been given that A is in group X. Okay, so A is fixed in group X. Now C is not in group Y. Okay, so C is not in group Y and D is not in group Z. All right. Now H, I, and C are in the same group. Okay, so this is what has been given to us. Okay, chalo. Now what has been given is that if C and D are in the same group, okay, if C and D are in the same group and one of the group has exactly three friends, then which of the following can never be in the group which has exactly three friends? Okay, so that is the question that has been asked. Chalo. Now guys, if you see that if C and D have to be into the same group, the only possibility is that they both are available in group X, right? So C and D for this question are in group X. Okay, so these are the people who are in group X. Acha. Now if you see that H and I are always with C, right? So H and I are also a part of this group, right? So this means that minimum number of people in this group is 5. It cannot go to 6. Otherwise, the possibilities will be for the two groups will be 2 and 2, which is not possible because we know one group has exactly 3 friends, right? So that means what you have is that one group has 5 friends, one group will be having 3 friends, and one group will be having 2 friends. Okay, so this is what we have. Chalo, let's move ahead. Take care. Okay. Acha, what we also know is that B and J are in the same group. Okay, B and J are going to be in the same group. Okay. Acha. And D, E, and F are going to be in 3 different groups. So one thing that we know is, guys, see, B and J are going to be in one group together, right? B and J are going to be in one group. Okay. And D has occupied group X. Now between E and F, because all three are in different groups, right? So D will come over here. Let's say E and F have possibility of going over here or over here, right? These are the cases that we have. Now among these one among them is definitely there, and with them in one of the group they will have B and J together, right? In one of the group they will have B and J together. So B and J along with E or F will form one of the group, and that means the next group which will be having of two people will be of G along with E or F. Okay, so these are the groups that you have. Now among the options, that which of the following can never be the part of group which has exactly 3 friends, so B is definitely going to be there. E and F, one among them, see, both have a possibility. Okay, but the question is can never be. So E could be there, F could be there. So they both are also not the right answers. But if you talk about G, G can never be a part of that group. So here G will be the right answer for this. Okay, chalo, let us remove the data for this question and move to the next one. What do we have? All right, so this is the only actual data that we have been presented with. Okay, now coming to the second question. So it says that if F is in group X, okay, so F is in group X and G is not in group Y, okay, so G is not in group Y, then how many of the following pairs of friends cannot be in the same group? All right, now you guys see that A and F is in the group X, and you know D, E, F are in different groups. That means between E and D, one of them is in group Y and one of them is in group Z, right? Also, you know that D cannot go to group Z, so that means D will occupy this position and E will occupy this position, right? So this is the position that we have for them. Okay. Acha. Chalo. Now you see that C is not in group Y, right? C is not in group Y. Okay. And CIH are in the same group. Okay. CIH are in the same group. Okay. So the possibility for CIH is that either, let's write it over here, that C, I, and H can either go to group X or they can go to group Z. This is the possibility that we have for them. Okay. Chalo, let's move ahead. Okay. Now, if you talk about G, G also has a possibility of going into Z or X. Okay, G also cannot go into group Y. Okay. So now what do you have is you have the data for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 people. You have the data for. Okay, you have the data for 8 people. And then there are B and G. Okay, then there are B and G. Now, guys, if you see that in Y also you need to have a minimum of 2 people, right? In Y also you need to have a minimum of 2 people, right? And among the remaining, see, apart from D, you have 9 people, okay? And out of them, for 7, that is A, 1, 2, 3, 6 and 7. For these 7 people, you definitely know they are not in group Y, okay? So that means the remaining 2 people, B and J, if they go to group X or Z, then D will be left alone into group Y. That is not possible. And because B and J, wherever they go, they have to go together. So the members of group Y will be D, B and J. So this is the only possibility that we have. Okay. Now let us see among the options if there's anything we can find. Okay. How many of the pairs of friends cannot be in the same group? So if you talk about J and F, okay. If you talk about J and F, they are never going to be in the same group. So option number 1 will be counted. Okay. Then 2 is D and G. It will again be counted. Second will also be counted, right? Then you have C and E. Okay. So for C and E, it is a possibility that they might be in the same group. So third will not be counted. Then you talk about 4, which is D and I. So D and I are definitely going to be in different groups. Then you have B and E, which is also going to be in different groups. And then you have A and H, which also have a possibility of coming together. So that won't be counted. So how many pairs do we have? 4 pairs among the given 6. So option number B becomes our right answer. Okay. So now let us move towards the third question that we have. Just a second, guys. Okay. So this is what you have. Chalo. Now it says if one of the group has 6 friends, then which of the following people can never be in that group? Okay. So it is saying that one of the group has exactly 6 friends. Okay. So if one group has 6 friends, the other 2 groups have 2 friends each, right? The other 2 groups have 2 friends each, right? That means H, I and C are definitely going to be a part of that group. Okay. H, I and C are definitely going to be a part of that particular group. Okay. The one which is of 6 people. Okay. Chalo, let's see. Acha. One more thing is known that D, E and F are going to be a part of different groups, right? D, E and F are going to be a part of different groups. Okay. Also, you know, B and J will be in the same group. Okay. You know that B and J will be in the same group. Now, guys, one thing is certain that if you take B and J into a group of 2 people each, okay, that group can never be formed. Okay, that group can never be formed. Why? Because one among D, E and F will come to accompany them, right? But that is, so it will be a 3-member team, which is not possible. So definitely in the 6-member team, these 3 people cannot go and these 2 people cannot go. So the team which is going to be formed of 6 members will be, 5 members will be these 5, right? Apart from that, between D, E and F, one of them will be a part of the group. Okay, one of them will be a part of the group. Okay. Acha. Now if you see, guys, that A is never going to be a part of this group, right? So that means the 6-member group is not X. Take care. Similarly, C is a part of that group, so that group is never going to be Y. So the only possibility of that group is to be group Z. Okay, the only possibility is group Z. And if you have group Z, then D is also not a possible option. Okay, D is also not a possible option. So one among E or F will be the 6th person over here. That means A, G and D, these 3 people never have the possibility of acquiring a position in that group. So the correct answer for this will be AGD, that is option number D. So with this, I hope we have solved the set and hope you're clear with the set. Thanks for watching the video.